Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of TrueFire Live. It is awesome to have everyone here. We've got a great show for everybody today. I am Jeff Sheets from TrueFire, and today we've got Vicki Genfan in her studio. We've got Arielle Posen, going to be on a little bit later, and Massimo Varini. So some amazing artists, some great TrueFire artists, great friends of the fire, right? So wonderful, not only artists, but for us, they're just people we love, and it's really cool to be able to spend some time this afternoon here with all of them and all of you. So be sure to drop any questions you might have, any thoughts in the chat box, and let us know where you're from. You know, tell us where you're watching from. That's always fun to know. So let us know that. But I just want to start out saying, Vicki, we've worked with Vicki for a long time. She's, like I said, one of our favorite people, but for sure an amazing artist. Not only can she play guitar, writes amazing songs. She's just got the whole package. So we are excited to have you here, Vicki. Welcome. How are you doing?
I am here, alive and well, and excited to be here with you all today. This is totally crazy what we're living through.
Yes,
and
it is.
Wow. So the fact that we can do this together and we can keep making music and sharing and reaching out and hopefully connecting with people, students, fans, friends, family, it's awesome. So y'all at TrueFire are kicking it.
Well, we've definitely shifted into some new things, and we're doing these TrueFire Lives a couple times a week, and just giving students from around the world that are staying at home a chance to tune in and see some cool music, listen to some music, and connect with you artists who are also staying home. So I know many of you artists are used to being out on the road a lot, as I know you certainly have been, and that's different now. So this is kind of a cool way we can sort of bring everyone together. And, we're just excited we get to be part of it. So we're going to do a couple things today. We're going to do a little bit of talking about some of your TrueFire courses. You've got a upcoming TrueFire channel you're working on going to do, which is very cool. Private lessons. There's a lot of cool things that we'll talk about. And we're going to be playing some music. So I think we should start off with playing a tune. That's what, that's what I'm all about is listening to you play. So let's start off with a song.
Okay, one of my favorites, one of my favorite tunings. It's a C minor 11. And this is called Blow Out That Flame. Ashes cold, he's long gone. Been months since he left. No phone calls sent yet. You told me you don't want him coming home. I don't understand why you wanna be the keeper of the pain. As your best friend, gonna say it again, blow out that flame. I watch you second guess as you romanticize the past. Well, he's gone, and you said you were fine with that. Why is it so hard to move on? He let you close the door, he's gone. Quit acting like you want him back. I don't understand why you wanna be the keeper of the pain. As your best friend, that flicker? Is there something you're afraid to see? Is there a hole you're trying to keep from getting bigger? 'Cause if you can't feel it, girl, neither can he. Yeah. Neither can he. Well, I don't understand. Oh, I don't understand why you got to, oh, why you got to be, why you got to keep holding on as your best friend. Gonna say it again, as your best friend. Gonna ask you one more time. Why don't you blow out that flame? Blow out that flame. Blow out that flame. Blow it out, yeah. Blow out that flame.
Wow. Very, very nice.
That's amazing. That's awesome. What a great way to kick off the show. A beautiful, beautiful song, Vicki. It's just very awesome. So, you know, you have been...
Just interrupt.
Yes.
Co-wrote that with Christy Jackson, who's an amazing songwriter down here in North Carolina, in Greensboro. So shout out to Christy. Thank you.
Awesome.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Christy,
Great
for
song.
sharing that with the world as well, and with Vicki, because that's certainly that was beautiful. So awesome. We're going to talk a little bit about some of your courses, and we've got a ton of people tuning in from around the world. Shout out and let us know where you're watching from. And for sure, we've got a new thing that we've started. There is a tip jar now for our artists. So anyone who's on our feed today, make sure you drop a little bit of cash in the tip jar. You can go there, see the link below to go there. 100% of that money goes directly to the artists, so go check that out. I want to talk a little bit about a couple of your courses that'll be kind of relevant to what I'm going to say. You've done the Open Tuning Handbook and an Essentials on Open Tuning. So, you know, you play all kinds of stuff, but you really play in a lot of different open tunings. So how many open tunings do you usually kind of, you know, play around in when you're sitting down to play?
Well, you know, the tunings are, in a way, they're like little magical beings. They just kind of, sometimes they just drop themselves into me and into my hands and into my ears and guitars. I've messed around with about 37 tunings. I would say in the course of a 2-set evening, I might pull out 12 or 13 tunings. And I have like you know, my first rate group of like 7 or 8 that are like my ultra favorites. But as many times as I've thought, you know, that's enough, no more tunings, please. I always seem to get another tuning somehow. For some reason, something comes to me. So that I just take it. You know, it's like I'm grateful.
That is awesome. Do you ever play in standard tuning?
Yeah, I do. And just so people know, I know those chords. I know how to play G, C, D, A minor, E minor, D. I know all those, and I can do all that stuff. Sometimes people don't realize that I can do that too.
You know, Vicki.
Well, I'm sure you could probably do anything. So what if you had one tuning? If somebody said, "Look, here's the deal. You can only do one tuning for the rest of your life," what would that tuning be?
Oh, you can't. That's torturous. That's
Hey,
torturous.
we ask the tough questions here at TrueFire.
Yeah, I know you really do. So for today, it would be the C minor 11. But if you ask me on another day, it perhaps would be different.
Well, it's interesting because tunings are sort of, very mood centric, right? They evoke different emotions and different sounds. So that makes perfect sense that one day one would feel right because of how you're feeling that day, right?
Right. Now, something to add to that is that you have your tuning, which is your open tuning. So that's my tuning. However, I can play major chords. I can play all kinds of different things, basic chords to more complicated chords in a tuning. So part of what I think about when I love a tuning or when I don't love it so much is not only what's its open mood, which is really important. It's the first thing you notice about a tuning. Three things. That, the second thing I think about and I tune in on, what are my 12th, 7th, and 5th fret harmonics telling me? Oh, that just, to me, that's just, there's so much I can do with that. And then, what can I do with it in terms of voicings, chord voicings? What comes easily? What do I have to work really hard on? And those three things together kind of cue me into what tunings I find that I really, really love. So there's more to just how it sounds, which is a key part, and that's how I get into it. That mood, that feeling, that color. I like to think of it as colors. Six colors on a palette, and that's the entryway. And then there's what can it do? What does it give to me? What does it have to say? How can I find things in it?
Yeah.
And on it. Yeah.
Vicki, you did something really, really cool. I remember. I thought it was very interesting in your open tuning handbook, where you basically introduced them to, what was it, like 6 or 7 different open tunings. We're showing it. We've got it on the screen here, and essentially, like, basically giving an introduction to each of these tunings, showing how you find those, like, those basic chords that you're gonna need to know to play.
Right.
Most of the songbook that that you may know and love, and you actually take them through in that overview video. I remember what was the tune that we showed in each tuning. Do you remember?
We did. Let It Be.
Let It Be. That's right.
So Let It Be is a song that has, it's kind of got all those basic chord building blocks.
Right.
By myself in 5, 1 chord, 5 chord, 6 minor, 4 chord, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
So we, and that is another aspect that that's what the open tuning handbook is really about. It's about, hey, here's some amazing tunings, and let's not be overwhelmed. And I introduce you to what I call the diatonic chords. So 1 chord, 2 chord, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
And in each of those tunings, and that collection of chords gives you your billion song repertoire. So you can draw, and Let It Be was just a really easy one to demonstrate that with. So in each of the different tunings, we actually play the verse of Let It Be.
Right.
So you can go through it and you can go, wow, listen to how Let It Be sounds in this tuning. Oh, now listen to how Let It Be sounds in that tuning.
Right.
And why does it sound different in different tunings? Because your voicings are different.
Right.
Because the strings are arranged in different intervals. So that means your chord voicings, how the notes are arranged, are different. And how the notes are arranged is like, wow, that's such a deep concept. I'm sorry, I'm just going down a little rabbit hole here. On piano, everything is straightforward. You can see it all on the piano. But on the guitar, it's quite a different world, chord voices.
Absolutely. Well, Jeff, what do you say? You want to hear another tune?
I want to hear another song, but there's one question. This is always on my mind, but Chris Demur asks, how do you keep track of all of the tunings? How do you keep track of all those?
Okay, well, the 37, I have to say, I don't have a great system. So if you ask me to recall all 37 tunings, I'm going to have to really stretch and look for notes and pieces of paper. However, the tunings that I'm using more often, more frequently, maybe 20 of them, I have them in my brain in clusters. And for some reason, this is the way that I've sorted them. So I think about this tuning right here, C minor 11. And so I have clusters of songs. I have Ain't Got Love. I have Blow Out That Flame. I have Fragile. I have, not sure what else. Then I think about C2 tuning, and I think, okay, I have I have Don't Give Up on Me. I have One by One. I have Newgrass. So that's the way that my brain has organized it. I think about the tuning, and then I think about the songs in that tuning, and that helps me somehow. Now, that doesn't mean you should not take copious notes. If you're writing, if you're composing, if you're arranging with open tunings, I really, from a lot of years of experience, I really want to encourage you to take notes, write stuff out, or record it, but not on cassette, because cassettes don't really work anymore, and I have so many things on cassette. But writing is very good. Here's the tuning, here are the chord shapes. If you have some riffs you're playing or scales you're playing in that tuning, write them down. It's brilliant. Have a notebook. I wish I did, but I.
Awesome. Well, let's do as Tommy suggested. Let's play another song.
Okay. So I'm going to tune to a DAD GCD. The things, just to be real with y'all, two things I want to just be real about being in what are we in? We're in what's the word? I keep forgetting it. We're stuck at home. There's a word for that. We're in quarantine.
Quarantine.
I blanked out that word. So two things. One is that I used to have UV gel nails that I went to the salon to get. And I've learned now that that's a really bad crutch to depend on. I've got to make the leap and get with some of my friends who also play fingerstyle and learn how to do my own nails somehow. So I'm handicapped. I'm used to having nails. They're harder than mine. They give me more power. I can do things with them I'm using this crazy thumb pick, which is insane. And I also caught my finger in the door the other day. So, these are the things that happen in quarantine, and we just have to make do. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to do I'm going to fumble through this song. It's the thumb pick for me gets in the way of my thumb slapping. So, it's I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is called Callie Dreams, and it's the musical track for my kitty cat, Callie, who was a classical dancer. Okay, I'm going to do my best here. Oh, that just fell all out of my hands. So.
That's
Very
awesome.
nice. Nice job. That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, very cool. So you're basically able to write songs, sort of dedicated to anything, right? you get inspiration everywhere, right?
Everywhere. Yeah, there's a longer story. There's a longer story to the cat, but the short version is, yeah, she was a choreographer, and that was a piece we worked on together.
Nice, nice. So awesome. Very cool. So speaking of everywhere, we have people tuning in, watching right now from everywhere. We've got folks from Italy, Mexico City, Berlin, Raleigh, North Carolina, Maryland, Corsica, Wilmington, Delfgauw.
Thank you for tuning in.
England, Dallas, Oldsmar, Belgium. I mean, it's crazy. There's people from everywhere that are tuned in right now, watching. So thank you to everyone for tuning in and checking this whole thing out. We really enjoy being able to do this, and certainly Vicki, for you, I know, you appreciate you taking time out of your day to share a little of your musical magic with us here.
Love it.
I think I want to talk about another course, but actually let's play another song. I mean, that was awesome. So let's do another tune. Pick one that you like, and just I want to see another song, because I want to give you as much time to play here as possible, because it's that's what I think everybody really loves to be able to experience.
Thank you. Yeah, and gosh, thank you everyone for tuning in. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It warms me to know you're out there. I don't know. Use a pick, don't use a pick. I don't know.
Decisions.
Oh, Lord. I'm using it. This is called One by One. Shout out to Lorraine Farrow, co-wrote this with me. It's all about connection. I see you and you see me, starving for affection. We really need each other. Forgetting to remember, it's just a social disease. In this together, separate us and we suffer. The 100th month, he was just some flunky. For you said you cared. Your 2 coins, the tipping point. You changed everything by being there. It's alchemy plus chemistry. You saved the world when you smile at me. We can wake a nation that's gone numb. One by one. It's all about, I want to get that right. It's all about, nope. It's all about something. God, this happens. You forget words sometimes. Oh, what you believe is what you say. Okay, you got it. It's all about perception. What you believe is what you see. The world is your reflection. Is it the best it can be? Everybody's different, but every heart is the same, wanting forgiveness, wanting to be whole again. If you've been listening, but keep insisting who you are is not enough, take one step, one day, give somebody one hope, watch you lift them up. You're the flame, a heart on fire. You inspire every living thing under the sun. Yeah. One by one by one If you've been listening, but keep insisting your aura is not enough, take one step, one day, give somebody one hope, watch you lift them up. You're the flame, a heart on fire. Come on, you inspire every living thing under the sun. Well, I said every living thing under the sun, one by one by one by one. It's all about connection. We really need each other.
Yeah. Very nice.
Amazing. That's very awesome. Nice job. Nice job. So we've got some other amazing TrueFire artists tuning in, watching you. We've got Adam Levy.
Adam
Levy.
Love you, Adam.
Watching in the house. We've got Rob Garland in the house. We got Anita and David online. So we've got some very cool TrueFire artists tuned in, and it's great to see all of our artists supporting each other. We appreciate y'all. So that song had some cool stuff where you're sort of doing some percussive tapping on the guitar, and you did an amazing course with us, basically called 3D acoustic guitar, and that was a course where you really explored some of the different ways to do some percussion things, some taps, some hits.
Great course.
How'd you sort of come up with all of that? I mean, is that just something you sort of developed naturally, trying to do rhythm and everything?
That was a really long process. See, when you're old, you have a lot of years of experience and experimentation and all that kind of stuff behind you. And so, long time ago, I found open tunings as a teenager. I found Joni Mitchell's music, and that got the idea in my head that I could tune. Started tuning, and really, for me, the tunings opened up the possibility of being more percussive somehow on the guitar. That just kind of led to that attitude for me. I love hand percussion. I love playing whether it's congas, bongos. I'm not good really at any of that. My hands swell up, but I love it. And so I began to just find out, like, what can you do on the instrument here? And over many, many years, this was pre-YouTube. And it was even before we had the telephone or the television. That's how old I am. So I'm lying about that. But it was a long time ago. And I started to do things. And I started to realize, whoa, this stuff goes so well with an open tuning, especially things like harmonics. And if you have an open tuning, a lot of times you can just you can finger the 6th and 5th strings and get a lot of different chords, leaving those top 4 strings open. Or the 5th, 6th, 5th, and 4th strings, which means you have a lot of open strings. So I began to play around with those things, and my rhythmic sense just got really excited about, wow, you know. I loved that sound. I loved being able to kind of play percussion, but also get notes. It was kind of like I don't know, it was just really exciting to me. And that led also to, wow, well, what if I have some open, wow, when I hit the guitar, if I've got a nice body that resonates well, I can get some really nice. I invite you all to take a look on YouTube at a song I've arranged with my dear friend from England, Sally Barker. We do an arrangement of Leaving on a Jet Plane, and the guitar gets really to just ring, and I do a lot of this body percussion on there, and there's very sparse guitar playing, but you'll see that the groove of it just carries on, and you're able to get such a beautiful tone coming out of here while you're doing percussion. So obviously all that stuff excites me. I developed it over many, many, many years, Jeff, and began to want to explain it to people without overwhelming them. So I have copious notes, handwritten notes of how do I explain a thumb tap? How do I explain that? What am I doing? And I kind of was intrigued at the challenge of that, figuring out what I was doing after I'd spent all these years doing this stuff. And so I began to write, and I had pages and pages. In my first classes where I would teach these techniques, I would hand out these handwritten Xerox copies of stuff. And it was really, really exciting to me when Brad came up and said, hey, we'd like to do that, but as a real course, and someone else will do the tablature. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, Vicki, what course was that? Was that 3D acoustic guitar? Is that right?
Yeah, that's 3D, and that's like my child. You know, that to have documented those techniques. So it was thumb slapping, harmonic tapping, body percussion, but I really, really break it down in the tiniest of steps so that it's accessible, I hope, to anybody that's excited by this kind of playing. You know, it's my technique. It's not Andy McKee's or Don Ross's or Tommy Emmanuel's. There's so many John Gom. There's so many incredible fingerstyle percussionist players these days. This is my stuff, but it's a doorway in. You know, so it'll just open your eyes to some new ways of thinking about the instrument. I was so happy to be able to document that in 3D.
Awesome.
Guitar.
Well, it's a great course for anybody wanting to check out and learn about that. Go to Vicki's library here at TrueFire. She has 7 courses. Another amazing course is the 30 strumming patterns, which is really good if you're looking to get some new chops for your acoustic guitar. Mm-hmm. We still got more people tuning in from Miami and Ohio and Uruguay and Macedonia and Brazil and India. It's so cool to have all of you folks here with us this afternoon. So the other thing I want to mention is the tip jar is now back up to working again. It went away. It probably got exploded from people tipping. But the tip jar is up again. So there's a link there in the comments. Everyone check that out. Go in and you can drop a tip to any of our artists this afternoon. 100% of that goes directly to the artist. Just something we're trying to do to help out all of our artists, because we certainly know there's a lot of folks that are struggling to get work now because all their work just dried up and went away. So it's very cool, but at the same time, it's something we'll all get through together. And music is one thing that we always have. You know, whether you're gigging or just sitting there by yourself, music is a beautiful thing. So having said that, Vicki, let's do another tune. We got time for one more song, don't we, Tommy?
Absolutely. We got to get one more in.
Let's do it.
At least.
This is my this is kind of one of the earliest slap tappy songs that I came up with. Sometimes it's simply fun. What I end up finding on the guitar may not start out as a musical idea, but it starts out as something that actually feels good in my hands and my arms and my body. And I think that's kind of the case with this. And it features a technique, if I can get it right, of muting the strings, not with the palm. We're kind of used to palm muting, but this is a forearm mute. And so I start with a very muted sound, and I work it up to an open sound, and we'll see if I can do it today. This is called Newgrass without my thumbnail. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much. Thank you for tip jarring me. Thank you for listening, watching, coming, traveling all the way from those places to be with us. And thanks to the TrueFire folks.
Wow.
Awesome. Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
So nice,
Very
Vicki.
cool, Vicki. We're so excited. We got so many people that are watching, and folks have questions, but you're about getting ready to launch a TrueFire channel, I believe, as well. You're going to be doing a little bit more stuff. So if you want to be able to interact with Vicki, stay tuned for that. Check that out. She puts together some great stuff. Sounds great. Shout out to Tay for working hard and getting it to sound good as well. And Tommy's back in the studio running things. For sure, if you're digging this whole thing that we're doing, everybody watching, smash that thumbs up button there for us. Give us some thumbs up love. Be sure to stop by the tip jar. And really, I think, Tommy, we're gonna play this out, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go to a video next while we're getting our next guest up.
Yep.
I think we're just about there. So let's
Awesome.
thank Vicki for coming by again. I mean, this is just awesome to have this opportunity for folks out there, just to take a break from everything that's going on and enjoy some great music. So thanks again, Vicki, for being here. Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. I'm going to ready the video.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Vicki. We appreciate it. We hope to see you soon. Hopefully we'll get you back down in the TrueFire studios when this stuff all gets a little bit calmed down. We want to get you back down and do some more stuff with you, but it's good to see you even on video. So please take care and stay safe. And thank you again for being here.
Thanks.
Thanks, Vicki.
Thanks, everyone.
Awesome.
All
So
right.
we've got a video coming up now because we've got another artist coming out, right? We're going to be rolling into Arielle Posen coming up next. So the show never stops here. We just keep rolling. So check out some of his work.
Change my address, and I'm talking to strangers a little too much, trying to get it off my chest. Yeah, I said it though, I don't regret how I'm spending my day. I'm sorry to hurt you with the truth, but it's important that you see me this way. But I don't feel so bad when things just don't work out. Can't seem to get out of bed. And I don't feel so rough when I don't measure up to the things that I said. Well, of course, I'm angry and I'm sad about all the things we've had and won't have again. Ain't it funny how love bows down on money at the stroke of a pen?
All right, well, you are listening there and watching Arielle Posen. So Arielle, once again, amazing guitar player and a great songwriter, a producer. I mean, he really does a lot of different things. So we were fortunate to get Arielle down in the studio to record a very cool TrueFire masterclass course called Electric Storyteller, and actually had scheduled to do more shooting, another course right when this stuff all sort of started. So that's been postponed, rescheduled, but no worries. When the world gets back to normal, we'll get back rolling and basically be able to have a chance to get him back down to not only do one course, but we're going to do a couple more things. So we've got a couple more things coming down the pipeline that we're excited about. So with that, I would just like to say, welcome Arielle to the TrueFire Live. How you doing, man?
Hey, man. I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. We're getting through all this craziness, and we're definitely in the mode of live streaming and having fun. But awesome that you can be here. We got a lot of people watching today, and for all those folks that just tuned in, I'm Jeff from TrueFire, and this is TrueFire Live. You just watched Vicki Genfan. We're about to do Arielle Posen. We've got Massimo Varini, so it's a really good show and a fun time. So Arielle, how have you been doing, man? What have you been up to? You've been occupying your time with lots of guitar practice?
Just playing shows, and no, I'm yeah, as you can expect, it's a weird time, so there's been a lot of not much going on, trying to make the most of it, trying to stay just creative and inspired, and finding the common thread among all my friends and colleagues is just not really feeling productive or inspired to really do anything creatively. And yeah, I've been trying to just avoid that as well. So I do, it's weird. It is what it is. I'm trying to find enjoyment in it at the same time. And just, yeah, that's all I can say. It is what it is.
Yes, it is. I think that the most difficult thing from, a lot of folks that I talk to is just the not knowing, not knowing when it's going to be all over. If there was a definite date and that we said, okay, June 2nd, everything resumes to absolute normal and it's all good, we could muster through, and it'd be much easier to deal with. But when you're not sure what's going to happen, that's very difficult. And for everyone watching, yes, that's why we put together this tip jar for artists. Anyone that's on TrueFire Live, there's a link there where you can go if you dig what they're doing here and you want to support these artists, which we truly appreciate the fact that you do. Just go to the tip jar. You can drop a tip for them. 100% of that goes to the artist. We give that all right to the artist. So it just helps out for in this downtime, right?
Very kind.
So man, let's start out. Let's play a tune, man. Let's start out with some music if you want to play something.
Absolutely. Do you want me to sing a tune, or do you want me to play to one of the tunes from my course? What are you feeling?
What do you think, Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, let's do a little bit of both in this show, Ariel. I think, it'd be great. I mean, I love your records. I've told you before. You are seriously like one of my favorite TrueFire artists as far as your recordings. So let's definitely do one of those. But why don't we kick it off with one of the backing track, one of the blues, or what do you have there?
Yeah. How about we do Donuts? That sound good?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope the levels are good. They should be good.
Take it away,
Here
man.
we go. We'll see what happens.
Very nice.
Yeah, awesome. Great job. That was very cool. Man.
Was the mix okay? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was good when you got the track up a little bit. That was good.
Okay.
A little more track was definitely awesome.
Yep.
Perfect.
So, man, so the Electric Storyteller was the course you did with us. Very, very cool stuff. And we've talked about that a couple times about, kind of how you approach lead playing, as sort of telling a story that has to go with the song and it kind of digs in there. But, you really break some cool concepts down as you play through several of these tunes and kind of talk about it. But Yeah, tell us here. Just tell us, how are you thinking when you're playing a solo, as far as how that relates to sort of your storytelling side of things?
Well, as we talk about it in the course, the whole idea was it for not to be super technical in any way. It requires the backlog of work of, knowing the fretboard, being familiar with the scales, the arpeggios, the triads, all that stuff is kind of a given. This is more of the philosophical, mental approach, the mindset that you should be in. And to summarize it, I encourage you to check the course out if you haven't, of course. But, it's taking your solo and really having meaning to it and building an arc as if you're watching a movie. Solo should be comprised of 3 acts. It builds, there's tension, there's release at the end of it. We talk about having to really have a lot of restraint in your playing, and just because you can do something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should be doing it right away. Or, if even just paying attention to the range on your instrument, so dynamics, what octave you're playing, and we got deep into it, and I'm really proud with how it turned out. Not just because the backing tracks are really great. Had a great band when we recorded them. They sound really great, and they're very inspiring and fun to play to, with a lot of variety in genre and feels. But it's really a course for everybody. Like I said, it really helps to be at a level where you understand thinking intervallically and understanding triads, arpeggios, scales, even modes. But at the end of the day, you don't really need that. You could take this course and just be familiar with playing 2 or 3 notes, and you're on the way.
Right.
So.
Yeah, very awesome. Yeah, I love that fact about it, is how what you said, which is number one, the backing tracks sound awesome. And what you play over it is the right things to play over that, and that's kind of how each section goes. Is you play it, but then you talk about it, show a couple of options. So you give students a couple of possibilities what they can do and sort of how you do it. But also, I think a lot of this course is really, a lot of inspiration, because you can get a lot of good ideas from there just listening to how you think about it. I think those, to me, are the best courses. They sort of teach you more to be a musician, as opposed to here's a particular lick. I mean, those courses are fun and cool too, exactly. But sometimes those just sort of a means to an end. This way it gives you a little bit more of the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll end up doing something like that anyways. But my whole way of thinking is, I want to be a good musician. I don't care about being a good guitar player. The guitar is the tool that I've chosen, to get the music out. And the way I think musically, it applies to any instrument. If I played the flute or if I played the piano, it's all the same thing. There's a difference between playing an instrument and playing a music. Playing music, playing an instrument. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
And we really kind of hammer that idea home in the course.
Yeah, the thing
licks
that
are fine. I'm not anti licks or anything like that, but I truly think stuff like that has been developed as muscle memory and stuff that your hands are just doing. Mm-hmm. You use that in pockets where you need space filled. Don't craft your creativity with stock muscle memory things.
Sure. No, that's great.
Each their own, of course. That's just what we're doing.
The thing you said in the course about this thing that really stuck with me. Sorry, Jeff, to butt in. I want to emphasize the point that Ariel makes in this course. He's got a lesson about thinking of your solo like you're a movie director, right? Or you're a writer of a movie, giving it that story arc. That's to your point, it's so it's more inspiring than really a technical lesson. Can you talk just a little bit more about how you think about your solos and how you think of them as a movie? I think that's a killer concept, man.
Thank you. The idea with that is, whether your solo is 4 bars or 4 minutes, most of the tracks are just about 3 minutes but you basically want to craft a story. And with any story, with any movie, theater, plays, it always starts introducing characters, introducing a theme, a little bit of something. And then Act 2, there's generally some kind of conflict. And in this case, we're just leveling up a bit with intensity, with dynamics.
Yeah.
And then Act 3, we have the climax and everything's all good or it's all bad. However your movie goes, but the top of our energy, we level out and then we want to bring it back down. So the idea is not to give everything out right away. You don't want to start your solo with the end of the movie. You don't want to spoil the ending of Tiger King on the first episode. You know what I mean? Even though they kind of do. They kind of tell you what's going on.
Oh,
but that's what we're talking about basically with that movie act concept.
Very cool.
Awesome job, man. That's awesome description. So everybody, don't forget to drop a tip in the tip jar. And while you're doing that, Ariel, let's play another song. Let's do another tune.
Cool, man. I'm gonna switch guitars and I'll sing a tune, unless you want me to do one from the chorus.
Let's whatever you want to do, Tommy.
No, I was gonna say go ahead. Let's do what you want to do, Ariel. Let's play one of your tunes and sing. You won't have a backing track for this. This is just you're gonna play and sing for this one. Cool.
Yeah.
And Jeff, do we have any while he's getting tuned up? Do we have shout outs?
What we've got is a question about the guitar he was playing there, and Robin wants to know, why was your capo behind the nut?
The capo is behind the nut because it's easy access. So rather than putting a capo on and then
put it
I got
down
it right here. So it's like, if I use it, and then if I don't use it, I have it, like it's ready to go whenever I need it. I use capos where I put it on the mic stand, or I put it on the desk, or put it somewhere else. I'm like, where is it? Always gets lost. So this way, it's always near and far. And when I play in open tunings a lot, I use capos a lot. So it's just handy to have them nearby. That's why.
Perfect. All right.
Well, this is a song called Fade. I was going to do things that I've said, but you guys kind of played a bit of that one at the beginning, so let's not play the same song twice. All right.
Great.
Waiting on forever. Watch the years go by. Right in return to sender. 'Cause all I want is one more time. Think of last September and all the ones before, and for the ones I can't remember, there's another knocking at my door, and I find something inside pushing and pulling. Fade, everything will fade, melt into the days, and I can't help it. Everything just seems to fade. All my life I've wondered, where do I go from here? I'm on the surface, but underneath everything just disappeared. If I had the answers, if I had the time, then I could spend all my days without having to live behind my eyes. Fade, melt into the days, and I can't help it. Everything just seems to fade. Everything will fade, melt into the days, and I can't help it. Everything just seems to fade. Everything will fade. Everything will fade. All my life I wonder, where do I go from here? All my life I wonder, where do I go from here?
Yeah, man. I love that song.
Man. That's beautiful. That's awesome. That is very cool. I'm sure everyone appreciates getting to, getting to experience that. Please, everybody, hit the old thumbs up button on that one, because that's just fantastic stuff, man. Great job, Ariel. That's from the album How Long, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing some new music?
Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of a new record as we speak. Obviously, plans have changed a little, just in terms of the overall strategy with what's going on. But I am very excited for new music to come. As you can see there, there's How Long, Familiar Ground, live sessions. I'm very proud of the new album that's coming out. I think it's it sounds more like me than the previous ones do, and I feel like that's normal. In artist growth, you get more comfortable and you get more ideas and inspired. So yeah, I can't wait for life to get back to normal so that we can move forward with getting this music out in the world. But yeah, check out the other stuff if you feel like it. Be great.
Absolutely, yes, for sure. Go to Ariel's website and check out all the stuff. Some great time in the world to buy a bunch of albums and sit around and listen to them, because it's like it's the perfect time for such a thing. So very cool. Excited to hear the new stuff for sure. I think there's a lot of people that obviously what we do on TrueFire with artists is we're putting out guitar stuff, but we also do a lot of things with singer-songwriters, and we're big focus on that side of things, and that's a big important part for a lot of musicians. Not only students that are looking to learn, but that's what we like to do, right? It's not all about just.
I think at the end of the day, it's all connected. I know that it is connected, and it's important to think of it the same way. No matter what the instrument is, it's all comes from the same place,
Right. Absolutely. That's exactly it, man. It's all music, right? It's all music, and that's what sort of unites everybody. So let's do another tune. Let's roll right into another song, man. Love to hear you play something else.
Hey, dude. This is from the chorus. This is a tune called Otis.
Yeah. Nice. Is there any way you can get a little more track in there? Just a hair would be great.
Yeah, we're mixing on the fly. Okay, here it is.
Let's hit it.
All right.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So nice.
That's beautiful, man. Nice job. That sounds really good. That track was better there. Sounds really good. So very cool. Another, from the Electric Storyteller course. So that's another tune from there that you sort of break down and explore there. Very, very cool. We got people tuning in from all over the world, man. We got people from Mexico City and Italy and Belgium and Maryland and England and Corsica and Dallas. Everybody, from all over the world tuning in on this to check it out. We really appreciate that. And for sure, everyone, please go to the tip jar, drop a tip in there. 100% of that goes to the artist. So basically, let's make sure they are appreciated for their time, because we sure appreciate them here. But dig into that Storyteller album, or Storyteller album, feels like an album, course again. On like that song, what's your approach for something that's that way, that's a little bit different, feel than, not a normal blues? Are you thinking differently when you're approaching sort of a solo over that, or does it all kind of come from the same place?
It all comes from the same place. It was really important to me that this course was not a blues course. There's a couple tracks that technically are a blues, but I wanted to just try to get as many different feels. And I love like a really laid back swung, just kind of stanky thing. And this was the perfect example of that. It gives you an opportunity to really play with time a bit, play on top, not necessarily play on top of the beat, but play right on the beat, play behind, just because the rhythm section is so strong on all these tracks. It really gives you an opportunity to play around that, but it also leaves no room really for error. If you're really playing on top, you're going to feel and sound like you're playing really on top. But it comes from the same place. I'm approaching it melody first. It's got to feel right. I'm just trying to play what I'm hearing in my head, and sometimes what you're playing can be almost as interesting as what the chords are. So I wanted to make sure each progression for each track has a lot of variety and some interesting chord changes. You know, I love using a 4 minor. I love going to the 3rd, which we do here, to the 6, to the 2 major, which is it's actually a 2 major over sharp 5, but sorry, sharp 4. What am I talking about? Yeah, just variety, but 2 major, 4 minor, 3 major to like a 6 minor or a 4 are common chord changes that I overuse all the time, and we made sure to overuse them a lot in these tracks. And they just make for really interesting progressions and melodic choices, just as simple as if you're targeting chord tones and you're targeting the 3 of every chord. You know, you could play that progression. You know, it's a real musical chord progression, and it gives you so much more options to use those chord tones. But if you don't, they kind of do the work for you if you just want to stay in one key, but you might have to do that to the track.
Nice. That's awesome.
Cool.
Great example. Good explanation there. So tell us about your guitar. Let's talk about your gear. Tell us about your guitar you got playing there.
This is a Josh Williams Mockingbird. It's a 335 style guitar. You know, what you see is what you get. It sounds great, plays great. I'm a big Strat guy, and I'm a big 335 style guitar guy. And this is one of my faves. It's a great guitar.
Awesome.
The other guitar here is a Collings 360 LTM, which is in open C with the heavier strings and kind of an offset style guitar. Very different. I like variety. Variety inspires creativity, for me at least.
Sure. Well, yeah. You play a lot of slide. So what open tuning do you favor when you're doing slide stuff?
I only favor some might call it just open E. So the intervals are 1-5-1, 3-5-1, and I'll do that in open E, open D, open C, open E flat, open D flat. So it's the same tuning overall. It just transposes for different keys. I haven't messed with open G or open A. All that is taking the one string and moving up everything a fourth. And for some reason, it breaks my brain. Also breaks my brain because I just haven't spent time with it. So if I spent a bit more time, I'd get more used to it. But yeah, I just do that tuning. I do standard tuning, and I also do B standard tuning, which is what we know, but down a fourth. So instead of E, A, D, G, B, E, it's B, E, A, D, F sharp, B. Gets kind of confusing, but you spend a lot of time with it, it becomes a bit more natural.
Awesome. Very cool. All right, well let's do another song, man. Let's keep playing, man. I love it's sounding great. So let's play another tune.
Okay. Do you want me to sing another one?
Yeah, let's sing another one. Love it.
Okay. Well, I'll play the title track off of How Long.
Great.
That's what it's called.
There's some slide action happening.
Yeah. Okay. This is How Long. letting me down. The sky just don't wanna let up. Muddy pathways, dirt in the alley. April keeps letting me down. Feels like there's no one around. Only these ghosts left in town. Same old stories. Oh, these rumors in memory. My tap just won't ever run out. Oh, how long can this feel so wrong? I love to leave this all behind. This given time, it goes on and on. For how long? Finally starting to see I'm not who I thought I'd be. I'm cold on the inside of living a lie. It's getting much harder to breathe. Oh, how long can this feel so wrong? I love to leave this all behind. This given time, it goes on and on. For how long? When I feel the fire, it just feels lost on me. No hope, no desire, the path too hard to see. How long this feels so wrong? I have to leave this all behind. This given time, it goes on and on. For how long? How long can this feel so wrong? I love to leave this all behind. Oh, this given time, it goes on and on. For how long? For how long? For how long? For how long? For how long?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome, man. That's very cool. Very cool. So good stuff. You've got several records out. You're working on a new album.
Yes.
When is that supposed to be out? Or I know it's hard to say right now in the world we live in, but
that yet.
what's the plan?
Well, can't say yet. But there will be music out, as soon as possible. Obviously, we're going to start. We'll put out the first single, and then we'll go from there. It's all in the plan's there, but I want to make sure we announce it when the time is right. And
Sure.
I've just been finding that a lot of music coming out in this time right now is not getting the full attention that it might deserve. Even though it sounds weird, everyone's at home listening to music, but I think a big time that people listen to a lot of music is in transit or commuting to work or
Sure.
going out for runs or walking. I don't know. It's all good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, man, we will be excited when it happens. And once again, as soon as all this gets sort of back to semi-normal, for sure, going to have you down in the studio, hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully that'll all work out.
Yes.
And shoot some more stuff. I mean, I know we've a lot of, you got a lot of fans here at TrueFire, and a lot of our students love it. And as a matter of fact, that reminds me to tell them, look, stop by the tip jar. There's a link there. You can go drop a tip in for our artists this afternoon. We appreciate it. All that money goes to them. Appreciate them being there. And man, so I think we got time for one more song, but I just want to say thank you so much for being here. So let's do another tune. Let's do one more tune, man.
And thank you guys for having me. Seriously.
Absolutely, man.
You guys do wonderful things, and you support so many artists. I know they all tell you how much they appreciate it, but I'll just say it again. I really appreciate it. We all appreciate it. You guys are great.
It's our pleasure, man.
It's a pleasure. I look forward to this settling down and coming back to Florida for some hangs.
Yeah.
Humidity.
Yeah.
I'll do one more from the course. Why don't I? The last one I got.
Perfect. That'd be great.
Shuffle, not shuffle.
Let's do it.
Great. Love it.
Okay. 2 seconds. All right. Thanks again, guys.
Awesome, man.
Awesome, man. Great job. Thank you once again, Ariel. We appreciate you being here. We'll see you soon. Stay safe.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. And thanks to everybody for tuning in. Much love.
Thanks so much, man.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I tell you what, we've got more more action on TrueFire Live today. The hits keep coming, and up next we're going to have another amazing artist, another one of our favorite peeps. We've got Massimo Varini, who's going to be coming up in just a couple minutes. So we're going to take a look at a video right now as we're bringing Massimo on.
You see me?
All right, welcome to a TrueFire Live. For those of you just tuning in, for those who've been here with us this afternoon, thank you for being here and tuning in. Up next, we've got an amazing musician, a special friend of the fire, our good friend Massimo Varini from Italy. Massimo has been working with TrueFire for several years now. Always a pleasure to work with him. Always amazing stuff we get to do together and just to hang. He's got 5 TrueFire courses out. I believe he's about to launch. He also is about to launch a amazing channel and interactive private lesson experience. So with all of that said, all I want to do is welcome our good friend Massimo. So how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good. You listen to me? I'm good.
Yeah,
Good.
we got you, man. We got you.
Yeah. I just have to ask you to please remember that I'm not American, so speak a little bit slower. Okay, Jeff?
Will do.
I will do that for you, my friend. Your English is spectacular, though, so it should be no problem. So how are you doing? Are you staying safe over there?
Yeah, so as you probably know, the virus hit Italy very hard, and in the beginning, since the beginning. And so I am at home since like February 24. But we are safe because we live in the country, so we have space outside, and we are safe, we are in good health, and so I think we are lucky for that.
Very good. Well, that is
about the music. You have the music.
yes. So that is so good to hear. So good to hear. We're glad you are doing well. We've thought about you often during this thing, as many of our Italian friends were definitely, hit very hard in their areas with this. So we are glad you are staying safe. So we're going to do a couple of things this afternoon. We'll talk about some of your courses. We'll talk about some other things. But what we really want to do is listen to you play. So let's start off with a song.
Okay, so the first song that I'd like to play is called Andrà tutto bene. That is an Italian title, but means everything is going to be all right, or everything will be fine. Is a song that I wrote 12, 13 years ago for Rosella, my wife. And I think that is a good start for us to think about that everything will be fine. Okay, so just I turn on all the channels, the reverb. Yeah. change the camera. Is here, I think. Yeah. Look at that. Wow.
Look at that.
That is beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Yes, very, very nice. That's just awesome. You know, I've always loved your acoustic guitar playing because it's very creative. It's very, your acoustic stuff is always just so soothing to me. It's just got a nice vibe. You have a really good feel for writing. You know, your writing is just really excellent on acoustic guitar. And let's, you know, one of your courses that you have done for us that I really love was when you did the Rhythm Factory, the Acoustic Rock Rhythm Factory. Speaking of acoustic, you know, you've done several courses, but that Acoustic Rock Rhythm Factory was really a cool course in that it allowed you to sort of kind of break down songs into certain components. So I think it's a great course for anyone who is looking to, you know, learn how to put songs together and try different parts and sort of come up with different things. You have a good, you know, knack for that. So, I mean, that's one of my favorite courses of yours, of how sort of you put together intros and choruses and all that. I mean, I think that turned out really well.
I remember I remember that you liked that, because also you suggested me to some point in this course, and so for sure, you know that if you are a teacher inside, because I think that sometimes teaching is not a job, is not something that you do, it's something that you feel. And as you know, in Italy, I made probably 24 books. Just today was my books are number 1, 3, and 5 on Amazon. And so it's not for the selling, it's for the heart, because I feel that I need to explain what I know to help guitar player to try to be better, as I do every day. I have to study to become a better musician. And so, for example, in Rhythm Factory is help someone to find one idea. Many guitar players put too many ideas in the same song,
Right.
but the heart of the song is the beat, the melody, the harmony, and when you find that in a song, I think that is good to take that direction and keep the same direction until the end of the song. Is important for me.
That's awesome, man. I think it sounds, it's a great explanation of kind of how you can help folks to basically, find their voice, find how they can put things together. And that's something else that, you as an educator, and you are a great teacher, is really nice to do, because you help them find out how they can play, So to everyone watching, for sure, check out Massimo's courses. Also, if you're watching this, drop a note in the chat. Tell us where you're at, where you're from, where you're watching from. And if you have any questions for Massimo, you can drop those in there as well. And be sure to go to the tip jar. We've put together this tip jar for all of the artists that do these TrueFire Lives with us, where you can go there and just drop a tip in there for the artist. All that money, 100%, goes directly to the artists. Just another way we're trying to help them out and get through these difficult times. So do that. Drop some info in there. And in the meantime, let's do another song, Massimo. I want to give you the chance to play as much as we can. So let's do another song.
So this song is a song that is dedicated to you guys, because the title is TrueFire, and I wrote this song, I don't remember, probably it was 5 years ago when I was in La Veranda. You remember the bed and breakfast?
Yeah.
In St. Pete. I remember that I put my phone on the, I don't know in English the name of the heater is white, is like this in metal. I put my phone in there, and I recorded this riff is, and then I developed all the songs. So I think that I can play it for you. Okay, this is the sound. No reverb. Okay, no. Okay, let's go. No, I changed the camera. Sorry. Yeah, this is better. Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah, awesome.
Good.
Great job, man. That was awesome. Very cool tune. Great groove. I love that groove. That's one of the things that I love about you is sort of your groove on that kind of stuff and how you play rhythmical. You just got a good feel, right?
This time wasn't good enough.
Oh, it's still great.
So I think you've been working on some new stuff with TrueFire, and one thing is you're working on your new TrueFire channel. And that's going to be coming up, right?
Yeah, I think that I will need months because first of all, I'm setting up the TrueFire channel in Italian, and
Nice.
So I'm working with the amazing guys. Let me say thanks to Andy, to Zach, to all the guys that are helping me to setting up this channel, and also Matteo. This is my educational coordinator for my Laboratorio Musicale Varini in Italia, because I have already something like 1,700 videos to put on my channel in Italian. And so then I will start to prepare my channel. It will be, I think, a very deep and large channel, because I'd like to start from the, like a guitar for dummies, or a very beginner, starting from this is a guitar, these are called strings, this is a bridge, etc. E, A, D, etc. And from the beginners to the intermediate, advanced, and pro. And I'm very excited because TrueFire is an amazing platform. You can put in a loop the videos, see the PDF. The tab is great. You know that I love you guys.
Well, we love you too. So no, that's very cool. That'll be exciting to have that once that all gets, put together. But while you still had your acoustic guitar. So we just did a course, the acoustic rhythm guitar makeover, right?
Yeah, is not already is not already on the website, but is pre-ordered.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. And it was suggested to me from Brad. Brad suggested me, hey, what about that course and you, and was excited because is what I almost every day I do is take a progression and think how that progression can be interesting. And it is not easy because often is 1, 5, 6, 4 or 2, 5. Exciting to prepare that arrangement with a good backing tracks. Very, I think, not only blues or like something like pop, like Ed Sheeran, and very different. Think outside the box, and I'm quite happy because it was very fun to play that, because it's easy, an easy way to think outside the box to be in the box.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. I love it. I love it that it helps players sort of think about what to do when they come up with a simple progression, and gives them options for different things to do, which is really, really cool. So I have one question here that's an important question has just came in from Brad.
Wow.
Brad wants to know, where are your chickens?
Okay, this, you know that.
Explain.
They explain. I not enough vocabulary in English to explain what is the chicken. It's typical Italian words that we wrote, I think, on the paper on the wall in the old building, TrueFire's building, and is I know my chicken, because it's very is normal in Italy to say conosco I miei polli. Okay, but conosco I miei polli is has to be translated is I know my chicken, means when you know a person and you know what expect from him, and so if is a funny guy and he do a joke, you say, hey, it's normal, I know my chickens, or I know my chickens. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's great. It's a great story. We always love that. And I remember one of the last times you were down there, we went out, we did some fishing, which was good. So we went out on the boat, which was an awesome time as well. So we'll have to do that again, hopefully sometime. Yeah,
but you are good. I saw your photos on the social media. You are a good fisher. And where
we enjoy it anyway. Yeah. So let's do another song. I think you want to play something. You're going to play some electric.
Yeah, because it's probably more than now it's 18 years that I don't make a new record in electric, but I have a couple of songs that I love and I'd like to play for you. One is called I pini a vapore. It doesn't mean anything. It's because as something that reminds me to a very great Italian guitar player that is called Pino Daniele. He died 6 years ago, I think. And A Pini is a part of his name. Okay, it's a long story. Not enough English in my vocabulary to explain this story. So I close my mic, I move something on the mixer, and I play for you I pini a vapore. Okay, no, it's not here, it's here. Sorry.
I think we lost your audio, Massimo, if you can hear me. I think we have no guitar sound. Massimo?
I think we've lost some audio here.
I think we've lost audio. So, there you are.
Okay. Because I have the mixer is strange here. Not now. You can listen to me.
Yes.
You hear the guitar.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay. Something wrong here. I go back to the playlist. Okay, here. Okay. Again, Pini Vapore. No. Sorry, guys. Again, Pini Vapore. Okay, I understand. Because now I have YouTube on my computer. Sorry. Just to check if it's... Yeah, okay. Sorry. I'm ready. Yo.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice job, man. That sounded great.
It was not enough clear this. Okay.
That sounds awesome, man. That sounds great.
I
So
was
very cool. So I have a
I was-
question for you. We got a couple questions. So one question is you play you play both acoustic and electric really well. So which one do you prefer? Do you prefer one over the other?
Okay, in the last years, I prefer to play acoustic because it's something that makes me feel more free. Because anything that I have in my mind and I put on the guitar is exactly what the other people will listen. I don't have to prepare backing tracks or to think about the bass or other stuff. But I still love the guitar, the electric guitar, because I love also effects. A couple of weeks ago I did a live streaming clinic on the you remember the old 80s rack. I rebuilt my old rack, Eventide, TC Electronics, and all that stuff. And so electric guitar for me is I have a lot of space in creativity, but with acoustic guitar, that creativity is only in the music direction. And so I love both. In the last years, I prefer to play it acoustic.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. So I have another question. Aldo wants to know, your courses are very well suited for someone becoming a versatile guitar player. So what are some good ways to prepare for a recording session when you are going to play on somebody else's songs, but you are not necessarily familiar with their music? What would you suggest to prepare for that?
Okay, my suggestion is you have to know the music. Okay, so I have a looper here for also in electric. Okay, so very often the progression are very easy, as we told about the course, but when you see a chart with just letters, so C, A minor, F, and G, you have to think about all the notes that are in the chords and all the notes that are in common between the chords. Because, okay, less distortion. Okay, example, this is C major, this is A minor, this is F, and this is G. But the note C stay here, here, and here. 1, 2, 3. So, and when I play E, this is E, this is E, this is F. So I see my hand that is moving, but not the voice. So if you think about C, A minor, F, and G like this, or like this, it's easy to prepare different arrangement, and you have a lot of colors to put in the arrangement for the producer. Example, okay, I use this looper, like okay, so C and G is good for C, 3rd and 7th, 5 and 9, 5 and root. And this low G. Or D like this. I don't want to change any sound on the amp. Like okay, the loop is not perfect. Something like strings, like so it's
Very cool.
you have to see all the pentagram and where you can put the notes. Is like three dimension. One is where you put low, middle, and high notes or frequencies. One is the time, and the other is the dynamic or the effects. And you can put anything in the arrangement, but you have to think about in all the space. You can put 7 notes on each chord if you use high, time, and deep.
Awesome. Great example. That was amazing to put that all together, right? So want to shout out to everybody watching. If you haven't went by the tip jar, be sure to go by the tip jar. If you're digging this that Massimo is presenting, please drop a tip in the tip jar. That money will go directly to him. So we send that money directly to him. Hit the thumbs up as well. And Massimo, we had a couple questions, and I wanted to just ask you, the last couple tunes you did, I believe were from, you cover parts of those in some of your courses, right?
Yeah.
And so which ones did the acoustic one?
So the first course was the pop acoustic survival guide. Survival guide.
Yep.
Pop survival guide is because in pop survival guide I use the digital audio workstation to build arrangement in the way we did, but with backing tracks, and to understand that an arrangement before to be recorded has to be thought. You have to think about the notes. You must hear the notes in your brain, and in that course, I'm very, very proud of that course. All my TrueFire courses are for me in my heart, but that especially, I received a lot of thanks from all over the world. One is also because a lot of not English people told me, your English is easy to understand because you and Tommy help me when I record the course to not say anything strange, like the sheet. I remember I said, okay, I have in my shit this. I said, no, sheet. Put the 2E sheet. Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys said your English is easy to understand, and also a lot of Italians bought my courses on TrueFire.
Awesome. So the courses that you've got out there, have parts of your songs where you break things down. Some good stuff in there for people to be able to check out.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I think I've got one more question here. I want to get to this one more question because someone asked you. Would you suggest basically when someone learns a lead part of a song, would you suggest they learn the rhythm part first so they understand what's going on with the lead?
Yeah, for sure, because probably I think that I never played a solo of other guitar player exactly as they played. For sure, yes. No, Hotel California and The Wall, you must play once in your life that solo. But I think that is more important to analyze the solo, to understand that. Okay, no, I can use the acoustic is the same. To understand that that guitar player has that sound because he loves that note on that chord. So no, it's better with the electric. Example, just very quick. Okay, this is okay. If I go on my looper and I looper and stop, cancel, empty, like very easy, like that, like this. Okay, a sound like Satriani or Steve Vai is for sure a Dorian here on A minor and Lydian on C. So it's easier to not to memorize a Steve Vai or Satriani solo, but for example, how they do like. That is more the sound that it is like, or so first of all, play the rhythmic part. So you have to know the chords, if the chords have the first and the fifth, or if they have the third, and if you have to specify the third or not, if you have to play the ninth or not. And so when you are able to play a good rhythmic part on the chords, you take that energy to put on the solo. And I think that etc. Okay, so rhythmic part, chords, and the sound. If you play 9, 11th, raised, or major third, stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
Awesome, man. Well, that's very good. Great answer for that. So, I think we're getting here towards the end, but I definitely want to mention one more time, if everybody wants to stop by the tip jar, please drop a tip in there for Massimo for all of his hard work today. All that money goes directly to him. And go check out his courses. He's got 5 courses at TrueFire, more coming out. Look for his channel coming up. All the amazing things, and check out all the things that he does on his site as well. Just really very thankful that you're here with us today, Massimo. We really appreciate all
thanks so
everything
much.
you do. So let's play one more tune. Can you do us one more tune? Let's
Play us out.
Play us out. We'll say goodbye to everyone, but we'll do it on the way out with the tune. How's that sound?
Okay, so thank you to you and Tommy and all TrueFire to invite me in this. So I also didn't know about the tip, but it's a good way to say to share the time. So thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for my new courses, Blues Soloing Unboxed. That is very important way to easy play the blues with a different scale that a pentatonic to understand how to put the correct chord tones in your playing, and the new makeover that I think that it will be very exciting. So thank you guys. You have all my informations, so thank you. And this song is called McAllifunk. It's dedicated to a luthier, Mr. McAllister, Roy McAllister, that built for me a guitar. And when I received that guitar, I wrote this song that is called McAllifunk. Okay. 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 And this is... Okay, I have it. Got it.